pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.
Man, it is not. I was going to say like Happy Independence July the 4th, but it's not actually July the 4th yet, but it's almost. So, but anyway, happy Monday, I guess. Happy, how you say it? Happy early pre-eve Independence Day. Eve. Yeah, July the 4th Eve, Independence Day Eve. Yeah, happy that thing. So, hey, look, welcome y'all for coming back. Welcome you again to the Big Bone Yard. We're really glad y'all are here. We see Cigar Box Skinny, first man in the room. Good to see you there, Skinny. And Frost, Diosa. Yeah, this is a little bit different. It's holiday weekend, so of course y'all know we have a tendency to mix shit up a little bit, and that's all right. So I know y'all out there doing your thing this weekend. I hope you are. You know, you should be having a great time. So we're gonna have a different sort of a show. Definitely, you know, always good show. We always got something to chop it up about, and of course, hearing from all of the boneheads out there and the folks that join us, y'all make it always better. So it's always good. But anyway, man, how you been? I want to say how was your weekend, but we still kind of doing it a little something. How you been?
Right. Yeah, I'm cool, but I'm trying to enjoy this long weekend. You know what I mean? Worked on Saturday. I don't got to go back till Wednesday. I mean, it's a good thing. I'm all for it.
That's all. Yeah. Look, that's some goodness right there. And I think the way it is catching some folks took off like today. They got off tomorrow. So really, for those folks that, you know, their work week ended on Friday, they're not going back to work until like Wednesday. Mm-hmm. You know, so if you time it right, you know, no, I'm calling off on Monday. Oh, man, look, what? And they close. All right. If you punch in a clock, that's kind of a good thing. So we got that going on. So tonight we're talking about American biker freedom. Do we have it or not? We're going to delve into that here in just a little bit because we definitely got to touch base on a couple of little things that we don't want y'all to forget about. The one thing, of course, we're talking about this watch party. Oh, that's going to be happening. That's going to be happening. I think it's going to be some pictures on the Facebook group because I saw some earlier that's going to be out. Just kind of giving some folks some ideas about, you know, your gear. We want to make sure we're going to make that available so you can have some good gear for when we go and do the watch party. Kind of excited about that. And I am. I don't know about Archbishop. I mean, I am. But, you know, that's just how I get down. You know, that's me.
Well, I mean, that was a good idea that they came up with.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it posted.
No, for real. Actually, that is pretty cool though. So we've been here. Oh, speaking of which, so if you need any information about the watch party, you got some questions or any of that, like we said before, if you got a favorite show that you like or a favorite subject or something like that, hit us up. Let us know about it so that way we can, you know, maybe find a video clip of what you're talking about and show that during the show while we're talking to you or while we're talking to everybody, so everybody can see what you're talking about. Or if it's a certain subject that you want to talk about, let us know. You know, let us know as well ahead of time. We got a couple of weeks before we do it. We got a couple of weeks for a lot of stuff. So we got a couple of weeks for that. We got a few weeks for what else we got going on? So the watch party, what else was it we got going on?
Oh, man, we got a bunch of stuff. But before we leave from the watch party, let's say this. Now, when we're talking about the subject matter. So what we want to do, you know what I mean? So that way y'all have a better understanding. Each watch party, have your own particular questions or whatever that you want to ask, whether it's whatever subject matter it is or whatnot. So that way we can already have this stuff prepared. You know what I mean? So like if it's something that we have to air, a portion of a video or something like that, then we can already have that stuff together. So that way when your question is asked, we can answer your question the best way we know how.
Right on. And then go ahead. I'm sorry.
Over top of the watch party, now we have we have our party.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, facts.
A party on the July 28th and 29th. It's Friday, Saturday gig. I'm telling you, you need to come to this party. I'm telling you, this is like the summer bash because our parties are epic. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna tell you. Our parties is epic. So if you want some information about the party, I am me, Big Bone. We give you all the information. You can come on down here and party with us because I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this party. I'm telling you.
Yep. I ain't gonna say who because we're being funny about the information because Lord knows the last few years it was outrageous. I mean, parking was insane, plenty of parking, but let's just say you might have to walk a little bit sometimes because this ain't no regular birthday party type situation. It's gonna be lit to the third power, and I don't think legally we can say too much more about it than that. But but yeah, it's some folks watching right now. There's definitely coming.
We're gonna be out doing grown people shit and having fun. You know what I mean? And also during the party, we're gonna have some other stuff that's going on. We're gonna have raffles. We're gonna have different drawings for different stuff. Matter of fact, we have one that we're about to raffle on now. That my man Slim.
Skinny.
Slim. As long as y'all remember back when we was doing the thing back when I was doing the American Chopper thing, the OCC bike giveaway, whatever, he was going to donate a guitar for us to auction off, raffle off, or whatnot.
Right.
Well, we only made it into second place, which was a good thing though, because we could have been dead last. So second place, good. But he still, even though we didn't make it, he still fulfilled his promise and he still sent this guitar. So, Bone, I know you got it over there. Won't you?
Man, I do. Matter of fact, do we have a button for a drum roll? I don't know. Do we got a drum roll button? It probably is. Hold on. That's not the right thing. But anyway, hold on. Let me show you. Hey, Cigar Box Skinny, this is from him to us. And Lord of mercy. got me getting all Jamaican with it. Lord of mercy. Hold on, y'all. Let me check this out.
Any of us that's dealing with that loves country music, loves guitars, rock and roll, whatever, you're gonna love this guitar. I'm telling you,
and look, there is a
when I was saying it is because it is a beautiful, beautiful guitar.
Look, and this guitar has played on a very important stage in the United States. In fact, I'm going to read some of the information about it here in a little bit, but I got to open this carefully and slowly. But here, let me see if I can tip this up so y'all can get a look. Can y'all see this? Can y'all see this pretty motherfucker? Oh, and this thing is, if you understand about Strats, Fender Stratocasters and things of that sort, that's what this is. And it is one of the closest. This is a work of art. This is a work of art. And we're going to talk about this quite a bit more. And there's some other things that go with it. It's not just by itself. There's amps and all kinds of things that go with it, which we're going to touch base on that. I'm going to put this bad boy. I'm scared to touch it half the time because it's so damn nice.
Yeah, we're gonna set that up for the raffle, and we're gonna set the raffle up to where even if you're not there, you can still be a part of the raffle because we're gonna set up on raffle to where you can go on and get your tickets for that. I'm telling you, that is a beautiful guitar. It comes with amplifiers. I think it's just a full hookup. I mean, Cigar Box Skinny, man, you did your thing with that. You know what I mean? That was I appreciate the hookup that you gave us.
I'll share a couple of thoughts about it. So he used that guitar when he played the Country Music Gospel Music Awards. That's the actual guitar that he played there. And there's rumors, if you know about blues, or like, especially for those of y'all in Tennessee, you know about blues, you know about gospel. But he opened up for the gospel and blues legend, Glenn Kaiser. This is a one-of-a-kind Fender Telecaster. It has 8 added 5-pin Roland external pickup that's actually installed on it, and it has a Roland GR guitar pedal and a few other things. The guitar pickup pedal, along with the hard shell case, all together comes in just for that is over $2,000. So someone is getting a true professional setup, and it's the real it's the real deal. So there's that. But so you know what? If we can, let's take a second because we want to share with y'all what we call the disclaimer. And Archbishop, if you could help us through the disclaimer, sir.
All right. Well, of course, everybody watch this show every Sunday. They all know what our disclaimer is, which is this: what we talking about is our opinions and our opinions alone. Has nothing to do with our respective clubs, even though we love them dearly, but we're not talking about them. This is our thing. So anything that we talk about is based on fact, knowledge from being out scene, and our communication between me and you. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, that part, what he just said. But yeah, so I'll tell you. So tonight's show, and there's some other stuff we're gonna touch base with y'all about before the night's over. But you know, so the show tonight, what we're talking about is American biker freedom. Years ago, many years ago, I actually did I was in a contest, believe it or not, with the NRA to make a documentary. They were gonna like pay for it and everything, and I got beat out by the American Boy Scouts. But I wrote this documentary. It was called American Freedom 1 through 10. It was about, you know, American freedom. The 1 through 10 was the constitutional amendments and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I was really into that stuff way back then. But us bikers, all of us actually are. Speaking of which, for those folks, if you did not receive your book of the U.S. Constitution yet, that has all the amendments and everything, if you didn't get one yet, it is coming. Because we've got, as far as I believe, we got everybody's addresses and most of them been sent out. If you didn't get one yet, just hang on, it's coming. Because we did run out for a second. But anyway, neither here nor there. But going back to this, so what we're talking about is freedom. You know, American biker freedom. Do we have it or do we not? So the way we wrote it up in the doggone description for tonight was tomorrow is July the 4th. And that's when all across the country, we celebrate our nation's independence. So we bikers are all about freedom. So this is an especially important holiday to us. So the question is, are we really free? So before you fire up the grill, go to the beach, crack open the brews and all like that, take a minute to think about American freedom. Are we free or are we not free? And that's the question. And we want y'all to call in and give us your opinion on that, your take on that. Folks have a lot of different views. Of course, the phone number is 310-870-8994. If you got questions, comments, if you want to explain to Archbishop how he's very funny looking, these are the phone numbers that's the phone number you would use to get that off your chest. That's the phone number you would use if you need to say those sort of things, but for real though.
I'll tell you what, even on Independence Day, your ass still a hater, but
I know. Look, I am free in America to hate on Archbishop because that's my right as an American.
Okay. Yo. Somebody call him, let him know he wrong. Okay? So,
oh shit. Yo, we see. Marcus Green said, "Sign me up." And look, Marcus.
Bro, you just
Yo, Marcus Green said, "Sign me up." That guitar is serious. Is freaking excellent. But yo, look, Marcus Green, we're gonna have some info out there for you, like real shortly, so that you'll actually folks will be able to get those raffle tickets online. Like you literally don't even have to be there, but we're gonna make it available for folks to get them. But in the meantime, so the American freedom or the American biker freedom, as we're talking about. So when it comes to this whole freedom thing, the governor of Florida likes to call Florida the free state of Florida. And I'm not even going to delve into all of, my back and forth with the governor and the politics and all that kind of stuff. But I kind of feel like Florida is not necessarily free. But as of July the 1st, I do have to say in Florida, on July the 1st, we got the freedom to conceal carry a firearm. Like you don't have to have no special permit or nothing. You just have to be legal to own a weapon. And if you're legal to own a firearm, you are legal to carry it concealed in Florida. That's not the same thing as open carry, where you can slap it on your side like the Wild Wild West style. We ain't doing that. But what you can do is you are legal to carry in a concealed fashion your firearm that you are legal to own. And that's a Florida thing. That is a freedom. Also, in Florida, we have the insurance companies are free to do whatever the hell they want to do. That's another thing that happened in Florida on July the 1st. That means that if they want to pay you for an accident because you got hit by a drunk driver, yeah, they can do it. If they don't want to pay you, they don't have to. That's a whole other thing. Austin Turnbull talked about the Walmart riders. He actually sent me a post earlier today. I've been joking about the Walmart riders, that infamous gang of Walmart people who riding motorcycles with them blue vests on and whatnot. Well, lo and behold, I'll be damned if they didn't actually do it. The Walmart riders is a real thing. They got a bike night and everything. And look, Austin, I almost passed the hell out when you sent me that shit. But
That's it. He need to get a picture of that. We gotta see that.
Yeah, Austin, look, post that picture in the damn Big Boneyard Facebook group so everybody can see it. But yeah, that's like a real thing. That really happened. And Frost is saying, Bishop, he's digging this shirt. He says, show the shirt. Bishop is saying, what you call it? Frost is saying, show the shirt. Hey, motorcycle clubs are not street gangs, even though the Walmart riders are definitely suspect. The rest of us is on the straight and narrow. We're on the square, the rest of us. Yeah, but constitutional carry is, Frost says, is constitutional carry. That's what they're calling it. I mean, that's just sort of like the colloquialism for it. But every state that applies it has a different name for it. But that is the colloquialism for it. But that constitutional carry has been, I mean, it's been around for a long, long time. Open carry or concealed carry, it varies from state to state. But in general, the little catchphrase for it now is called constitutional carry. But that was a political talking point that turned into a thing. But anyway, it's a real thing in in Florida right now. In North Carolina, you can open carry without a permit, but you need one to conceal. See, it's the exact opposite in Florida. You can conceal carry, but you need a permit, like a Class G license or so forth, to carry it in an open fashion. So every state's different. But insurance companies are free to do quite literally whatever the hell they want to do. I've talked to a lot of insurance professionals, people in the industry over the past few weeks, and they're all saying, yeah, Florida's screwed. We pay the highest rates. We are free to pay because it's about freedom. We are free to pay the highest rates in the entire United States, even though we get much less coverage or possibly none at all in Florida. But a guy in Tampa gets to pay higher insurance rates for his damn 2017 Hyundai than the guy does in Beverly Hills, California for his Rolls. How stupid is that?
You know what? I was bitching at my
Is that not crazy?
It is crazy. I was bitching at my insurance company the other day. State Farm to be exact. Mm-hmm. My insurance went up on one vehicle. Mm-hmm. Went up $78.
Damn.
On no tickets.
Mm-hmm.
It's no nothing. You know what I mean? Haven't had a ticket in an accident for, like never. Went up $78. Went almost, just a single car insurance went up from 160 up to like 285, almost $300 a month.
Yeah. See, and here's the thing. Again, if you're in, I'll say Tampa, Florida, well, the Tampa Bay area, you're paying more in the Tampa Bay area, Orlando. I'm speaking about Florida, Tampa Bay area, Orlando area, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Pensacola area, South Florida, Miami, all that, West Palm Beach, the Keys. Every one of those areas pays a higher rate of insurance than Beverly Hills, California. Wow. But thank you. Thank you, Ron DeSantis. We are free to pay those bills and get jack shit for it. Also,
what else happened?
Say what?
I said, what else went along with that bill on July 1st?
Ooh, oh, Lord. Okay, so the other thing was where, and now it had already taken effect, but it's now official as of July the 4th. July the 1st is it's into law where it is now, and it was already in practice because the governor made an executive order, but it became official on July the 1st. Let's see. There's the busting up of teachers unions because one of the opponent to Ron DeSantis was a female, a woman, a teacher who ran with Charlie Crist. Charlie Crist was the opponent to Ron DeSantis, and she was a teacher. So the teachers union in Florida decided to support the other guy. And he said, "Don't do it." They did it. So in the get back, or the payback tour, as everybody's calling it, he decided to bust up the teachers union. So now teachers unions in the state of Florida are being shot all to hell. He put a bunch of rules in place, like they're not allowed to pay their dues by automatic bank draft or automatic, where like the payment just comes out of your checking account like normal. Oh, you can't do that. And if there's any late payments that equal more than 60% of the membership at any time, then the union is shut down permanently, and they have to jump through major hoops that'll take 20 years to get back. But anyway, so no teachers union. So we got that. Then there's, oh Lord, let's see. Well, there's a ton of stuff about insurance, but then there's also, the don't say gay stuff that's been there. You can't be gay in Florida. Forget about that. Can't be gay in Florida. Don't say gay. So you have the freedom to not be gay in Florida. I'm not gay. And you'd say, well, why the hell do I care? Well, because if they go after the gays and nobody said nothing, they go after the black folks and nobody said nothing, then they go after those folks and nobody said nothing, then nobody's going to be around to say nothing for you when they come after your ass. So when you see wrong shit, somebody's got to say something about it. But we're free to not say shit, or we're free to, just not say gay. We're also free to not give a fuck about black folks, black history, nothing like that. Because if you're a black biker in Florida, the way it goes is there was some slaves. They worked for about 400 years and stuff. And then some white guy freed them. And now everybody's super duper happy and everything is cool. That's the narrative that they're pushing. But you ain't free. You are not free to say anything different than that, especially, most importantly, in school. You ain't supposed to say nothing about that in school, because they will fire your ass with a quickness. They basically took over a whole school down in Sarasota called New College, because that was a liberal arts school, and they had a bunch of gays and trannies or trans people, whatever, they had a bunch of them kind of folks there, and they replaced the whole board, and they shutting that shit down. So you're not free for that, but you are free to, say, fuck them gays, fuck them blacks, fuck them, you're free to do that in Florida now, because, that's freedom, So I guess we are free. Depending on how you look at it.
Fuck too. If you're a migrant, so
say what?
But they passed that. The immigration bill was also a part of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, big one.
So if you're a migrant worker, then and you get called working, your company gets fined. Was it $10,000?
$10,000 per person per day.
Exactly. So now they posting these videos left and right of all these people that's leaving the farms. I've seen one video where it was down in South Florida. There was 29 down there. They only got 9 that's actually functioning right now because everybody left. You got all the construction companies. Everybody fled from that. So you got houses that's sitting here without roofs on them. It's raining. It's doing everything on this. The wood swelling, molding, everything else, because they passed this law where everybody dipping. And they go into other states where they don't have this law to be able to continue to work. And are still working, or basically working until they get caught.
Dude, I ran into more people in Arizona who had just got there from Florida, Spanish speaking folks who got there, and people saying, oh, we got plenty, everything was going smooth and easy. I was wondering why, because, here in Florida, if you can't go to a restaurant without an hour and a half wait half the time anymore, because people are leaving. So all those folks that worked in those restaurants and worked in those hotels. So the service industry is fucked, because these folks are getting the hell out. They're like, no. And then, what was it? That lady, Paulina Rubio, or whatever her name was, works for the governor, was like, oh, listen, don't tell your people not to leave. It's okay. She even did it in Spanish. It's okay. There's no reason to leave. Well, did anybody tell that to the police? Did anybody tell that to ICE? Because I don't think they did, because the governor said, y'all better get the hell out, is what he said. So, So they took the hint and they're leaving. And they got, like you said, those farms, the farms that have been in families for generations are getting shut down. And these are white folks who need these people to work, and their farms are getting shut down. These farms been in somebody's family for 150 years, and now they're getting shut down because the governor wanted to be a racist. But he's free to do that because, American freedom and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yes, all those. I mean, so all those farms. What you got? Citrus. You got green beans. You got corn. Yeah. So when you go in the grocery store and you realize that a gallon of Tropicana orange juice is now $13, you know why?
Shit, 13. That's 13 would be conservative.
Yeah, everybody left. They said, "Fuck these oranges, we out."
Yeah. They're going to somewhere else to pick some avocados or something. Yeah, Florida, they out. But yeah, so that's the kind of I'll say it like this. Honestly, I thought about this. Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh yeah, there it is. The Walmart riders. There you go. Woo! Look, in the meantime, if y'all see them Walmart riders, they ain't playing. So y'all better be careful, because the Walmart riders are out there and they are not playing. They're getting real with it. We didn't talk them into existence, man.
Right. Like you slashing prices.
Yo, 1906 Phenom said, look at these educated ass outlaws, professional bikers. Take note, everyone. Arm yourselves with knowledge and that heat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What he said. What he said. I'll tell you one more thing I was thinking about. So in Marine Corps, we say, we used to have a cadence. We say, back in 1775, my Marine Corps came alive. Da, 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 da. It's like a whole thing, right? And so Marine Corps started 1775. The next year, in 1776, to be specific, on July the 2nd of 1776, the Continental Congress voted for independence from England. Not July the 4th. The vote happened on July the 4th. So the Continental Congress formally adopted the Declaration of Independence on July the 4th. But for the longest time, it was celebrated on July the 5th. But, that's some stuff that changed. But here's what I was going to say about that. So Thomas Jefferson was the guy that wrote the most of the Declaration of Independence, and the not the amendments, but the Declaration of Independence was primarily written by Thomas Jefferson. And he was talking about freedom and breaking away from the tyranny of the government of England and all this kind of stuff. And the guys that helped him to do it, that co-wrote it, if you will, was Roger Sherman, Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and Robert Livingston. Funny thing about that was, while these guys are screaming about freedom and independence and all this stuff, guess what? Most of them cats owned slaves. If you're talking about John Hancock, oh, dude, he owned a lot of slaves. In fact, his family was very wealthy from being one of the largest slave-owning companies or families at that time of the colonies. The 13 original colonies. That was their moneymaker right there. Now, Ben Franklin, we think, wasn't he a Quaker? Dude, that dude grew up with slave money. That's how he made his money. That's how his family made their money. Ben Franklin, the guy, the guy with the kite and the key and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Ben Franklin. Roger Sherman did. Robert Livingston did. John Adams, on the other hand, was the only one out of all them dudes. John Adams was the only one who actually hired poor white folks and freed black folks, and actually paid them money to come to work at his various businesses, his plantations, and for his family and so forth. He actually paid them money, and they was free folks. He refused to engage in slavery because he didn't believe in it. But the rest of them cats, there's on some fuck them poor folks and fuck them enslaved people. I started to say the N-word. I ain't gonna say it. That's too much for me even on here. I think YouTube would get mad or something. But so we're talking about freedom, and that sounds like big hypocrisy to me. I'm saying, y'all tell me. I don't know. That sounds like some real hypocrisy to me. You're gonna argue with another country about you being free whilst you're enslaving a whole entire race of people. Yeah, but call me crazy. But I guess we got to talk about now, then or now. What do you think? Archbishop, what say you, sir? Because you always put me on the right track.
You know what? I'll sit back and throughout the years, you kind of weigh different stuff, you know what I mean? Because, we just went through Juneteenth celebration on June 19th.
Yep.
And that was that June 19th, 1865, if I'm not mistaken?
Well, yeah, 1865 was when Galveston, Texas got the word, which was like 2 years after the fact because they didn't have Facebook back then. But it was 1863 that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, but it took a minute for them to get out there. However, here we go with Florida again. Florida was May the 22nd of 1865, which is why in Florida, for the longest time, Florida did their own, and they still do, called Emancipation Day, Freedom Day. They called it by different names, depending on where you are. Eatonville, Florida was the largest Black settlement, very successful. And of course, that was shut down, burned down, just like Rosewood and other places. But yeah, so 1865 would be the correct year.
Right. So 1865. So like I said, they kept them for another 2 years though. They, they didn't want to let them go. They kept them for another 2 years. Now, but when you go back and look in the actual records, especially from the Justice Department, now the Justice Department reveals that there was a more sinister tale than that, because the excuse that they used was involuntary servitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they didn't want to go, so we just kept them for another 2 years, which is bullshit. But on top of that, you still had people that had slaves all the way up until 1973. Yeah,
absolutely. That's a fact. I was thinking that while you were saying it. True. Facts.
There's a movie that came out. It came out in 22. It's called Alice. And Alice, this movie portrays a woman by the name of May Louise Wells Miller. She was an enslaved woman, and they had a plantation in Georgia that was way out in like West Bubblefuck. And they kept slaves there that whole time. She escaped and ran. And when she got down to another point, she like it went to a whole different aspect because she ran into an interstate.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
She was picked up by an activist who took her to the hospital, had her checked out, and she was telling them, the stuff that she was telling them, they didn't understand what it was she was saying, because they thought she was crazy. And then out later on down the line, she ended up taking them back to this place that was an actual plantation where they actually had slaves in 1973.
Yep.
And the people who had them, they had family members that lived outside the plantation who knew damn well that this wasn't supposed to go on. But it was other small plantation that was way out in the fucking woods that they kept people there all that time. They never let them go nowhere except for there. So these years, these people thought that this is what it really was. Now you're thinking you got 1973, but this shit actually ended in 1865.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you kept them for 100 and some years more than what you were supposed to keep them on.
Generationally. That means that they had to get their kids to co-sign that shit and their kids to sign that shit.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So if you go, so my thing on this is like, when you going through, like when we grew up and we went through history, we were taught certain things. It wasn't until we were old enough to actually do our own research and figure out what all was really going on as to the point like why this stuff was done. Now, to celebrate Independence Day, yes. Everybody celebrates Independence Day.
Right.
But celebrate Independence Day at the proper date for the reason that everyone same branch to work. Everyone was free. Not just some, not just half. Everyone.
Yep. Facts. Now, another thing that went on for a long time, even though we talk about Juneteenth and July the 4th for different reasons and freedom for different folks, allegedly. But Galveston, Texas was the farthest state in the Union. But for those states that that did not declare for the North or for the South, like in the Indian territories, when you talk about Oklahoma and some of these sort of places way out in the West, well, they didn't get the word at all because some of those states were like, hey, we're not taking a decision. We're not making a decision or taking a position on slavery one way or the other. If you got slaves, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. It wasn't against the law. It wasn't for the law. It was just you do what the hell you want to do. So in many of those states, slavery continued for another 40 or 50 years before, with the expansion west was when folks were finding out, hey, this is against the law, right? As those different territories became states, they were advised, by the way, there was a 13th Amendment. This is illegal. You got to let these motherfuckers go. And of course there was some fighting and some this, that, and the other thing. But so as we like to say that slavery ended in 1863 and folks found out in 1865, it went on for a long time after that. We're not even talking about Jim Crow, which was horrible, or any of this other stuff. Or we could even say some of the stuff that's going on today, but that's a whole other topic. But for those of y'all that's watching us, that's, y'all boneheads out there, hey, pick up the phone, give a call, and tell us your opinion on it. Like, what is if we was to ask you a question, what's a freedom that you have that you actually appreciate, or a freedom that you wish you had that supposedly you're supposed to have that you don't have? Think about that, because that's something we'd love to hear about that and kind of, chop it up a little bit. Now, Frost is free to have his wife beat his ass every Thursday like clockwork. But I think that's a thing that they like to do. I think that's a thing that they do. That's private. It ain't none of y'all's business. But Frost actually said, slavery import was stopped from importation of slaves in 1807. It's sad it took as long as it did to actually end over 200 years later. And that's a fact. The importation of slaves. I mean, because look, in Louisiana, there was literally the last slave ship, I want to say, I saw a documentary on it. The last slave ship landed in Louisiana. It was illegal as all get out, and they did all kinds of things. But they was bringing in slaves, and the only reason they even know that was a thing was because of the fact that the slave ship wrecked. And that's how they found out that, oh, damn, this was a slave ship, and that was in the early 1900s. So it was still going on, not that long ago, But yeah, man. So
what the hell? What you on? What you on? What you on, Ansley? He talking about a slave word. What you talk about? What you on?
Oh, he talking about for Frost when his wife started beating him and stuff. You gotta have a safe word. But I don't know what it is. And it's probably something like anti-disestablishmentarianistic. Is like a tricky word that he can't pronounce. So
right.
He might be getting it. He might be getting it right now. We don't know. So next time we get Frost on the show, we got to see, like, Frost, blink your eyes if you need help. Just blink them. And then that way we know, because he can't say the word. You got to blink your eyes.
No, because she got one of them little balls in his mouth and shit, so he can't scream.
Right. Right on. Wait, I'll tell you what. I watched this one thing. There's a movie, and people are like, "What does this have to do with bikers?" And I'll tell you why. Because bikers, what we do is legit. We embrace freedom, like bikers. And I get this all the time. Like, man, why did you do that? Like, I swear, I was smoking a e-cig in a restaurant, and it was said to me, "You can't do that in here." I said, "Why not? It's against the rules." I'm like, "I don't see a sign." Like, you're an asshole. Yeah, maybe. But I have a tendency to do what the fuck I want to do. And if someone said, but that's some of that shit that goes along with a diamond. Not so much that I really want to be an asshole. I just like doing whatever the fuck I want to do. And but I'm also geared to deal with the consequences of it. But I have this idea about freedom in my head that tells me I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. Now, obviously, you can't do everything that you want to do. But about a lot of stuff, I want to, live and let live. Like, hey, if that guy wants to wear a damn blue hat and a pink tutu and run around in ballerina slippers in the mall, it's funny as hell, but that's his damn business. You can do that all you want, there, weird guy. you know, far be it from me to tell him to do it different. Now, if it falls within my realm of giving a fuck or within my realm of authority, that's a different subject. But for the most part, you know, live and let live. That's kind of how bikers get down. Bikers are basically hippies with a little bit more aggression who ride motorcycles, you know, is the way I kind of look at it. But you know, the whole freedom thing, we're into that. You know, like that's some biker shit. We are into freedom. Marie says from the 1830s up until emancipation, roughly 3,000 to 5,000 enslaved people fled south and crossed over to free Mexican soil, and that's a fact. There are whole entire villages, communities, and territories with black folks in Mexico right now, and that went on for the longest time. And that's why, and in fact, the Seminoles is actually not an Indian word. Seminole is a Spanish word that actually means runaway slave. So how is it that Native Americans are called Seminoles? You know, they're called Seminoles because where Native folks commingled or coexisted and made community with these runaway slaves who had established, you know, tribal living, much like they did in Africa. And so if you look at the original Seminoles, if you look at any photographs of these folks, these are dark-skinned black people who are out there, you know, like especially in Florida. These are black folks who just happened to get the hell away, and they got away in such a fashion to locations where slave catchers couldn't catch them, or where they were set up to protect themselves and feed themselves and raise their families and live out there for forever and ever and ever and ever, you know? So, but anyway, but that's a whole other subject, but, you know, that's something to think about, you know? But, I guess there was this movie called, A White Man's Burden. It was HBO made this movie with John Travolta in it. It was a really interesting movie in the sense of basically what it was. It flipped the script. It was, in a world where white folks were black folks and black folks was white folks, you know, and it was John Travolta, you know, kind of living in the ghetto, trying to, you know, work at a factory, and they fired him because they sent him to the big boss's house. He was looking through a window, accidentally saw the boss's wife because she was taking a shower, and, you know, they thought he was doing something funny, so they fired him, and he got mad and got a gun and kidnapped the boss and all this other kind of stuff. And they was trying to learn about each other and all this kind of stuff. And it was a trip. If you haven't seen it, you can Google it. It's called A White Man's Burden. And it's on, like, I watched the whole movie recently on YouTube, because you pull up the first scene and it'll just click from one to the next, you know, but you can watch it. And then there's a whole other thing on, oh damn, it's another one like that. It's out of Africa, and I wish I could think of the name of it, but not the Hootsies and the Tutus, but it's some shit. It's on Netflix. It's another one of these damn movies where everything was flipped around, you know, where like Africa had went to war 70 years ago, and Africa won the World War. And so now you had like white folks trying to be down wearing kente cloths, trying to, you know, like white women with braids in their hair, you know, trying to get a good job. And it was really fucking wild. But the thing is that if most folks think about there was just one thing in this movie, Little House on the Prairie. I'm going to say this, then I'm going to get the hell off of the soapbox. I promise you. But remember Todd Bridges from Facts of Life? Or no, not Facts of Life. Different Strokes, Todd Bridges. He was on this show called Little House on the Prairie. And he was like his family had run away and they used to be slaves and all that kind of stuff. And Todd Bridges was going to school and he had said something bad in school. So Mr. Ingalls was talking to him and he said, well, he goes, would you want to live to be 50 years as a white man? Or would you want to live to be 150 years as a NIG word, you know? And Charles Ingalls said, dun, 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 dun. Like, what the hell? And that said it all to me, because I'm like, oh, you can be, you know, because Charles Ingalls was like, hey, we're all the same, and we're all the same, and we're all the same. He said, oh, we're all the same? Really? 50 years as a white man or 150 years as a black man, what you gonna do? So that said everything. So if everything's so equal and everything's so perfect, why wouldn't you want to get them 150? He wouldn't. He didn't. But and I mean, I guess the whole idea of this show wasn't to to get all Jesse Jackson on it or whatever. It's really about it's really about freedom. But we kind of accidentally went there, I guess.
The word freedom is kind of broad.
Yeah.
I mean, because even with the Declaration, it says you have the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So like this stuff right here, like you said before, like the people wonder, like, okay, why are we talking about this on the MC show? Okay, well, because guess what? I mean, we in a motorcycle club, yeah. We in a motorcycle set, yes, but we also people. I mean, we also regular. I mean, mom and pop, Joe Blow as people. You know what I mean? So everything kind of intermingles with each other. You know what I mean? So now, a lot of stuff that we talk about on here, like some people kind of say that we go to the left on some shit we go to the right with, some shit we just come straight down the middle and just hit you straight in the face with it. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the things that we need to think about when we talk about independence. It's not just about throwing up firecrackers and eating hot dogs and shit on the 4th of July. You really need to think about exactly what your freedoms are. And if you think about that right now, with a lot of the stuff that's going on, which is the reason why we're talking about this movement here, along with other things, is that your actual freedoms that we came to, love and enjoy, and and you had the immigrants that came here because this was like the land of opportunity, that you come here and you can be able to live your wildest dreams, and you be free, and it's a free and upholding democracy.
Yeah.
But that's really not what it is, because they studied, putting in laws and passing bills to slowly take that shit away from you anyway. You know what I mean? So when we think about this ain't just a holiday that we get a day off and we can sit there with our family and barbecue and eat hot dogs and steak, and it's just a day off, and then we got to go back to work on Wednesday. That's really not what this is about. I mean, people really need to think about exactly what this independence actually means to you, and what is it that's going on now that's actually hindering some of the independence that we've already had throughout these years, but they're slowly taking it away.
Yeah.
That's what's real. You know what I mean? And we couldn't talk about it, and we're not talking about what the hell we on.
Oh, stand by. Oh, I know what that is. Hey, hello, and thank you for calling the Big Bone Yard. You got Archbishop 1%er and Big Bone 1%er, and I think I know who this is calling, but for those that don't know, who is this?
This is Skinny, Holy Ghost Riders.
Right on, cigar box Skinny, man. Brother.
Now I got a complaint.
Okay.
I got a complaint.
It's Archbishop's fault. It's Archbishop's fault. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It is.
Well, you're breaking up.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, you break up.
I'm getting whipped and beaten.
Oh, what happened?
Getting whipped and beaten because I'm not moving around fast enough.
Right on. Oh,
and she said you told her to. She said that you told her to do that.
It was actually, I didn't say it per se as much as it was a request on a Facebook post that was shared about 20 times throughout North America. I don't know why she did that.
Well, I can't wait to see you guys at the end of the month. Listen, nobody's going to take any freedoms away from us. See, that's the way we need to start talking as bikers today.
Right on.
Is us today. Because they're taking away freedoms from our children in the school because they're not educating them properly according to the history.
Yeah.
They're not encouraging unity as it should be, and whatever they post on the media and whatever that gets promoted. We got kids today who had nothing to do with anything that hate each other because of our history.
Yeah.
So one way that will start pissing the government off, as you say, the Democrats and Republicans are two wings of the same bird.
Yep.
So let's shoot that bird down and show that all lives fucking matter. Excuse my language. I know who I'm supposed to.
No.
I just get that angry towards what's going on today because I have family, kids in my family who aren't all of one and all of the other, and asking me which one should they be. And I said, you're all American. You're a child of God. Be proud of who you are, period.
Well said. Well
Black,
said.
white, Latino, be proud of what you are and respect your neighbor.
Man, very, very, very well said. Very well said. And, I think a lot of folks actually miss that part of the message. And, I understood when you said until all lives matter, I understand the fashion in which you meant that. I really do. And I think what happened when folks started saying the Black Lives Matter, right? They were saying that in response to a bunch of Black folks that was getting killed, and people that don't really believe that all lives matter were saying that just as we have to have a response to take away from it. They were like, let's just jump on this train to take away, to make it less important about these Black folks. The thing is, but I understand exactly what you meant. You said it eloquently, and I get that.
Yeah.
The example that I like to give is,
I think you can say it better than me. I said it for the sake of time.
No.
Because,
look, I get it.
When something becomes a cliche, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Because I stand behind what it means that Black Lives Matter. I stand behind that 100%. You and I talked about both family history.
Sure.
So
yeah.
But what I mean is, if you really want to piss the government off,
sure,
love the one that's standing right next to you. Treat them like family.
Yeah.
Period. Treat them like family. Our group is integrated, and it really confuses some people, and I like to do that because those people that you can tell that story for me, but
right on. No, look, I get it though.
I really I like to confuse people, because if you're confused about me calling somebody brother or somebody calling me brother just because of the pigmentation of our skin, then you're too much of an idiot for me to have a conversation with.
That's it. I'll tell you the example that I would give folks a lot of times. I'd say, hey, okay, let's say that we all live on the same street. We live in one of them cul-de-sacs, right? And there's 15 houses on that street. And one of those houses with some Black folks in it, and let's say there's one house on the street at the end of the cul-de-sac with a bunch of Black people in it, and that house is on fire. And they call the fire department, and the fire department comes out, and they go to the first house on the street, and they start spraying water on that house. And you go, hey,
yes, sir.
we need the fire department to come down here because this house is on fire. And if that fireman turns around and says, hey, all these houses matter. What if the fire spreads? Let's take care of this one right here, right now.
Right.
Because but I see how you meant it. No, I got you. I felt you.
I'm going to clarify. I'm going to say something really quick that might piss some people off and might bless some people. And I don't know what color anybody is. So I'm going to say this. Now, all right, I'm a cracker. And my Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ, and that ain't no white European dude with blonde hair. He was black as coal. The Bible says that he had olive skin. Now there's green olives and there's black olives. Yeah. And I don't see no green men walking around. And he said that there will be those adopted into the family. So if a cracker says he's Christian, he was adopted into a Black man's family, and the situation should be ended there.
Yeah. No, it's a fact.
It is.
Because the Bible
that's
says,
what I mean by when they say that.
No, it's true. The Bible says that Jesus had hair like wool and skin of bronze and hair like wool. I don't know too many California surfer guys named Chad who have hair like wool or skin like bronze. That sounds like LeBron, not, that sounds more like LeBron than Chad. I think his name is Daquan. Maybe not Jeremy. I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know.
Or a little white.
yeah. But look, Skinny, I got to tell you, on your gift, your donation to us, brother, when I tell you that is fantastic, it legit is fantastic. And we're all really excited. It's so damn nice. I'm scared to touch it. And it's just an absolute blessing. We appreciate you. The show appreciates you, and the folks out there. We just really appreciate you in a big way, brother. And I
appreciate the education and everything that you guys do.
Man,
so I can't wait to see you at the end of the month.
Man, thank you. We'll see you soon, brother. We'll see you soon.
We're gonna have a good ass time too.
So yes, sir.
Oh yeah. It's coming. But look, in the meantime,
I am coming.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be a good thing. And I tell you what, just between now and whenever, if anybody's got any info that you want in regard to not just that, but about anything else we got going on, just say the word. We got you. We're gonna let you know what you need to know. But shit, man, I tell you what. So it's about that time. We've been, at it for about 58 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We got to talk about the casting call.
Oh yeah, yep. What you said. Okay, so in fact, let me double check the dates right quick. Where the hell they go? Okay, so there they go. Okay, so in case y'all didn't know, your boys is we're doing a movie. It's gonna be a movie, like a real movie, not we ain't doing a porn. So stop it. Just stop it. We ain't doing no more porn. I mean, we're not doing a porn.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's say this.
Yeah.
We are in a movie.
Right.
We are not doing the movie because people have been calling asking that.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Doing the movie. Somebody else is doing the movie. We are in the movie.
Right.
Now go ahead.
Right. We're gonna be in the movie. I'm going to be murdered soon because I'm going to be helping with some of the what do they call it? Shit. What do they call that again? The technical advising or whatever, which is why I'm murdered quickly, apparently. But it's an actual real life movie. The movie's called Ride or Die. We're going to be shooting that movie entirely in the Tampa Bay area. And so we're doing the casting call, which is going to be, I'm double checking, the dates. I want to say the 12th and 13th of this month. Let me make sure I'm reading it properly. You kidding me right now? So July the 12th and 13th. Are you kidding me right now? Okay, here we are. July 12th and 13th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. The location of the casting call is going to be announced. We'll more than likely make it available in the Big Boneyard Facebook page. If you're not clear about it, if you sent in an email with your information, which if you want to be in this movie, we put some instructions out there and we'll repost that stuff telling you to submit your picture. If you're in a club, let us know about it. You don't got to put all your information out there, all your business, But hey, if you're riding a motorcycle, sure, let us know. Take a picture, you and your motorcycle, or you with your motorcycle. And if you have acting experience, great. Let us know. If you don't, that's fine too. But we're going to be doing this in the Tampa Bay area. It is a legit, real life freaking movie, and the movie is going to be the bomb. We're not going to let you know too much about the storyline, but as we talk to you, as you come in to audition, we're going to give you an opportunity to have a bit of a script where you can act out. You can choose which character, which person you want to portray, and you can read for a certain part, right? and we're going to take it from there. But yeah, this is so the first casting calls. There may be a third, but the first 2 casting calls are July 12th and July the 13th. That's during the week. I think that's a Wednesday and a Thursday at 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It'll be in the Tampa Bay area. But we're going to put that out. So if you haven't said a thing, if you're interested, let us know, because we're going to do the damn thing. And I can tell y'all this. I'm going to tell y'all a little secret part. For those of y'all that watched last week and you saw Pac and Archbishop basically do their screen test. Archbishop is he's going to be some murderous, evil bastard that's going to be in the whole damn movie. He's a murderer. I think you're quite a thug, sir.
Who about to fuck some shit up in this movie?
I don't feel safe around your character, is what I'm saying to you.
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about this dude. But anyway, but look, y'all get at us. Definitely y'all get at us and let us know about that. So yes, the casting call, that is definitely coming up. And so July 12th and 13th, that's when we're doing the damn thing. So y'all get at us. And y'all know how to get us. You can hit us on the socials or any of that, and make sure you got the proper information. But I'm going to somebody remind me to make sure that we repost the previous stuff so that y'all can see the previous posts about the movie and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely going to be kind of good. If you're funny looking, speak to Archbishop, because he knows a lot about that. In case you want to be funny looking and be in a movie, because there's a place for people like that, and they get good roles, good parts and shit. So
exactly, that's how Denzel got there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right on. But yo, but I tell y'all what, for real, we just appreciate the hell out of y'all coming to join us tonight. And let me shut up for a minute. Archbishop, what you got to say to the folks, sir?
Man, I want to tell everybody, happy 4th of July to everybody. I hope everybody's family, everybody's well. We got a lot of stuff going on. We're gonna be posting a lot of stuff on the chat. Also on Discord. So if you're not on Discord yet, you need to get on there. This Discord is another platform that we just started up. It has a lot of different chat lines, and there's a lot of different stuff that's going on there. Videos, shorts, a lot of stuff is going on there. So if you're not on Discord yet, go on there. If you're on the show, like I said, follow, share a whole bit.
Hey, can Frost put a link to Discord on the chat and on the Facebook page?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to put a link on there for those who don't. To the people who want to come down and come to the party. I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. This shit's gonna be epic. You do not want to miss this party. So if you decide that you want to come, hit us up, shoot us an IM or whatever, and we'll give you the information as to where it's going to be and all that. We're not going to put it out in aerospace, but we will tell you, straight up as to what it is. Other than that, peace, love, and hair grease to everybody.
That part.
I'm out.
Man, look, y'all are the bestest. I see you, Kenyatta. Kenyatta said y'all going Hollywood. I don't know about that, but it's a dude named Hollywood that's actually going to be in the movie. He's from a certain motorcycle club. And I thought they called him Hollywood just because that was a cool name. Apparently, they call him Hollywood because this cat is in all kinds of movies. Being Mary Jane on on BET, and what's the other one? Being Mary Jane was one of them. Sisters, and I think he was in Black Panther. He was the cop in Bad Boy. Damn it, with Will Smith and Bad Boys. Bad Boys for Life. He was the cop working with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence and that thing. And this dude is the president of a motorcycle club. I thought his name was just Hollywood. So Hollywood, if you're watching, I ain't putting out your government name. But yeah, Hollywood apparently is a real life actor who's also going to be in this movie. If y'all know him, you get at him. Y'all know who he is, unless you don't. But But in the meantime, look, thank y'all for joining us. We had a great night tonight. We hope y'all have a fantastic 4th of July weekend. Happy Independence Day. Find your freedom wherever you can. And if you don't have it, keep fighting for it, So other than that, we got to tell y'all we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. And I guess that's about it. So look, love, peace, and hair grease. That's what he said. All right now.
it, now it's gone. Keep a lot of straps, cause I know the war's on. Never cross the line, you know I'm my brother's keeper. Very getting quick, this a message to the reaper. All I know is get it, got it, now it's gone. Keep a lot of straps, cause I know the war's on. Never cross the line, you know I'm my brother's keeper. Very getting quick, this a message to the reaper.
Career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.